Okay, so we have been working on the ing suffix, right? Ing means it's the process of it happening, right? And we added on to a base word. So, I want you to go ahead. We're going to work on our repeated reading and trying to beat our time. Remember, we do this. It's like that muscle we want to flex to make our brain read that word easier and faster, right? But what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and circle the suffix ing on all of those words so you can see it when it's time to read ahead of time, right? Okay, so would you like me to point as you read? Okay, remember the first time it's going to be our slower time, and that's okay. Okay.
Wait, hold on. Sing it.
Nope. Ready? Here we go.
Sleeping, fixing, singing, going, honking, sleeping, fixing, singing, honking, sleeping, going, fixing, honking, singing, going.
Wow.
12 seconds.
12 seconds. That was really fast. Okay. Are you ready? Go.
Sleeping, fixing, singing, going, honking, sleeping, fixing, singing, honking, sleeping, going, fixing, honking, singing, going.
Wow, 10 seconds. Okay, we're going to do one more time, and then we're going to try reading a sentence. Okay, you've already beat your time. Are you ready? Go.
Sleeping, fixing, singing, going, honking, sleeping, fixing, singing, honking, sleeping, going, fixing, honking, singing, going.
Good. 10 seconds. I don't know if you can beat 10 seconds. 10 seconds is so fast.
I
Okay?
think I can.
Well, now we're going to work on some sentences, okay? Don't read it until I write it.
I know, sis, I am.
Sit down.
I am singing to the lullaby. Well, that was the sentence. That's a lullaby.
Okay, I'm going to write one more.
He is.
Don't start yet.
You're smart. You will be.
Okay, so we're going to try reading these 3 sentences. Okay, these 3.
In a row?
Yep, you're going to read one sentence, then you're going to read the second, then you're going to read the third, okay? So this is a little bit more challenging. We've been working on reading our words, right? To help us build and flex that muscle. A sentence is a little bit longer, so it's going to feel a little more challenging, and that's okay. We're going to read 1 sentence, 2 sentences, 3 sentences, okay? Your sentences will have some of our words with our concept ing suffix, okay?
Can I just look at the sentence before we start?
You know, I don't think that's actually quite fair, but what I'm going to do to help is I am going to circle the suffixes for you. Okay?
So I read 1 sentence. Then
No, we're going to read all 3 sentences. We're going to start timing from the first to the end of the 3rd sentence. Okay?
Okay.
Here we go.
I am singing and honking. She is grilling, and then will she be sleeping. He is fixing and going fast.
Good. So that was 19 seconds.
I mean, it's good.
It's pretty good, Crosby. I think it's great. Okay, let's do it again. Are you ready? Go.
I am singing and honking. She is grilling, and now
Then
we will be sleeping. He is fixing and going fast.
good. 15. All right, let's do it our 3rd time.
That was 4 seconds.
Yeah, doing great. Here we go.
I am singing and honking. She is grilling, and now
Then
will be sleeping. He is fixing and going fast.
good.
15.
Okay, let's do it one more time.
I think I can do it faster.
Well,
I'm
it's
getting
also
stuck
it's not
on
it's not
this
just
one.
Yeah, right? It's not just speed, but we also want accuracy. We want to read our words correctly.
Then.
Okay? So that word is
Then.
then. Okay, you ready? Go.
I am singing and honking. She is growing and now.
Then.
Will be sleeping. He is fixing and going fast.
Great.
Wow.
12 seconds. You did
I want to do
awesome.
one more.
You know what, buddy? I would love that too, but we don't quite have the time for that. Because what we're going to do next is we're going to move into our vocabulary, okay, for our book. So I had a hard time finding a word from this book that I think you don't know, okay? But I think there is an interesting word in here. You probably know it, but I think it's an interesting word you might not normally use. And so the word is
Sniffing.
sniffing.
My
Okay?
dog sniffs.
Yes. I know you know that word, but I feel like you often don't. There is something that is particular to sniffing. Okay, so we're going to talk about it. So go ahead. We're going to write down our sentence. Here it is on page 4. Okay, go ahead. Start with the sentence. Ross was sniffing the good smell. Go ahead and write that.
Sentence.
Yeah, sentence from my book. And remember, when we think about picking words, we always want to think about new words to add to our vocabulary, right? I know you know the word sniffing, but I chose sniffing because I think it's an interesting word, okay? And it's always important to think about finding words that are specific and can mean specifically things that we want to say or communicate. Okay, so Ross was sniffing the good smell. Okay, now I'm going to demonstrate for you, okay? Okay, so watch me, what I do with my nose. Okay, now watch me. What's the difference and which one would you...
Smelling and sniffing.
Yeah, which one do you think was smelling? The first
The first.
or the second?
First.
Okay, so what's the difference? Because sniffing is like smelling, but it's a little different. So what's the difference between smelling something and sniffing something?
Smelling something is where you're smelling food. Sniffing is where you're smelling something you can't really smell that well.
Okay, maybe, what did I do with my body or my nose on the second time?
You're moving it.
Okay, so watch me. And
You're moving your head up.
okay, but I could do it without moving my head. Watch me. Or, what's a sniff? A sniff is where you're getting,
Smells.
yeah, but is it like pulling a little bit of air into my nose or a big amount of air?
A big amount.
Yeah. So we often think about dogs sniffing, right? But
Yeah.
people can sniff too. A sniff is usually not just this, but it's a repeated movement. Right? Yeah, and it's a kind of a big smell in through the nostrils. So should we write that? These are called your nostrils, right? So what would we call our definition? What would we write?
Smell.
What?
Sniffing.
Okay, but what is the definition of sniffing? Sniffing means
Smelling.
taking big or
Big breaths.
big, it's not a breath because the breath is our mouth, taking a big amount of air through your
Nostril.
okay, write that. Sniffing, I'm going to help you write the words. Get your pencil. Sniffing, or we can say taking, you said a big, I'm writing it over here, buddy. Taking a big amount of air in through your, what's that part of the nose called?
Nostrils.
Mm-hmm.
It's called something different too.
In through your nostrils.
But I don't know what it's called.
So this is kind of an interesting word. Do you see why I chose this word? Next time you're writing a story or you're talking about smelling, you might use the word sniffing instead of smelling if you're showing something that's happening. Big amount of air, taking in a big amount of air through the nostril.
the person left.
Okay, let's finish. Excellent. Now you need to come up with your new sentence, your own original sentence. You okay?
Yeah, it's just that I use a pencil too much.
Oh, okay. Well, don't hold it so tight. So what's your new sentence going to be using the word sniffing?
I sniffed,
Sniffed. Instead of I sniffed, I am
sniffing
sniffing
a
It's okay. I am sniffing.
I am sniffing a
What's something you'd really want to get a good sniff, a big amount of it?
dog.
I'm sniffing the dog? Okay. I am sniffing the dog. I wonder if it's a good smell or a bad smell.
Sometimes my dog smells good.
Okay, so right, I am sniffing my dog.
I am sniffing.
Good job looking at the word sniffing, although I bet you could snuff that out.
I don't even know what that is. Sniffing. Dog. No, sniffing my dog.
So stop and look what you wrote. I
Am.
am. Fix that, because that says my. Good job. We always have to reread.
That's not spelled. There. I am
sniffing the. Do you need the if you're writing my? I am sniffing my. Good job. Now draw a little picture to go with that. I am really curious what kind of sniffing, good, smelly, yummy sniffs or smells, or maybe not so great because dogs can smell both ways, right?
My dog smells good.
Awesome, you did a great job. So remember, we chose a word. Maybe we kind of knew what that word meant, but maybe we really didn't understand the difference between that word and maybe smelling. So that's one way we might choose or think about new words, is a word that we have heard of, but we might have a hard time explaining. And now we understand the difference between sniffing and smelling. Good
I
job.
wonder how you spell